and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on my channel we're going to be taking a look at a figure that I feel like I've waited an eternity for, and that is the Kingdom War for Cybertron trilogy, Galvatron. So it has taken ages for this to actually become available in the UK. I think I made the mistake of getting this through Hasbro Pulse, which meant everybody got this before me. I've learnt my lesson, probably won't be using Hasbro Pulse for anything else in the future because they do seem to get things very, very late here in the UK. As we always do on this channel, let's start off by taking a look at the box and the box art that itself. It is huge. It's so much bigger than I actually thought the box was going to be. I know he's leader class, but I thought because he's just a cannon that comes with some stuff and things, the box wouldn't be this big, but it is a huge box. And because it's a huge box, it means we get all the more room for some fantastic art on this. Great looking Galvatron here on the side. This is absolutely fantastic. We see the arc in the background. We get told that he's a leader class. Then we get some Cybertronium right in underneath. We also get the alt mode here as well, because all the Kingdom ones have the alt mode and the bot mode in the nice art. We get Transformers, Kingdom, +8, Hasbro, Generations, and then we get the Galvatron at the top. We get the kind of cave chalk drawing of the Decepticon logo here, which is nice. All these different little flicks and whistles. I always think this looks like a little bit like a camera for some reason. It's a bit bizarre. He is WFCK28. On the back we get some product shots of Galvatron as he's looking, so that's pretty cool. We see that he comes with a matrix and these two guns that actually, when you put them together, they look a little bit like the Revenge, which is pretty cool. Pretty nice. We also get told, don't eat your children because they have small parts. And then on the bottom we get all of the little symbols, and we also get the little lion there to tell us that it's a safe product. And then at the side we get the awesome looking Kingdom artwork with all of the characters that were mentioned in Kingdom. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. Inside the box I did also get a super shiny card, and I got Megatron. Which is Decepticons, Megatron, and when I reveal the little sticky label underneath, I get Galvatron, which is nice. So I got Galvatron's shiny card with Galvatron. These cards are okay. The challenge is, though, I wish they had a little story with them, some reasoning for what you're seeing. I mean, I know Megatron turns into Galvatron, but yeah, I think they really did miss a trick with these cards. They could have been done so much better and added a little bit more value to it. We also get the Destructions, and the Destructions are pretty hefty, but they just have some pretty big pictures on it. I mean, I think they were like, it's a leader class, so we have to give it some really big, large instructions. Destructions, and the Destructions are absolutely huge, but you can see there's not many steps. It's just big pictures, which is good for my old eyes. Okay, so first we check the box. Now we check the bot inside, and that bot inside is this super sweet Galvatron, and it is pretty cool. You know, if you're looking for a kind of G1 inspired, because this does a lot of things that the G1 kind of doesn't do or doesn't look like, especially with the alt mode. It's a nice looking Galvatron. I was super excited about it. In hand, yeah, I'm a little less excited about it in hand. A couple of things where, yeah, I don't like about it, but overall, it looks pretty good. This is the main form that it can take. As you can see, that there is a difference here from what we'd expect Galvatron to do, because they've just put this little kind of foot thing on it that kind of looks like a little lift at the back as well. So this is nice. You know, it rolls around even on my super shiny format. The tracks don't turn, unfortunately. You get some wheels here in here, and you get 2 wheels at the back. So that's quite cool that it will actually roll. You get the translucent orange classic cannon, which is very, very nice. Obviously, this is from Hasbro, so the plastic all feels really great. Nice purples, super shiny silverness here. Now, I think this is supposed to be like a little bit of battle damage oneness thing, but it doesn't. I wish they'd have just made this one clean. I'm okay with battle damage usually, but this just looks a little bit like the paint or the color of the plastic hasn't molded correctly, and it just looks a little bit off. So I'm not that impressed with that section. But overall, the cannon mode here looks good. There is one thing I do not like about this cannon, and that's this underneath bit. Now, you should have some tabs. You see these tabs here? They are supposed to tab into the tabs that are there. So if I just bring the cannon forward, you'll see that there's a tab here, and they're supposed to go into these tabs. Now, it does tab in, don't get me wrong, but they do not hold together very well. It's the weakest joint on the whole thing, and it's what gives it that look at the bottom. So it looks okay, but certainly for mine, those tabs do not tab together very well. And yeah, it just annoys me a little bit as well. So overall, it looks good. It looks alright. It can transform a little bit into the way that you would want Galvatron to look in this mode, just by folding that up, snapping that back, and there you have the cannon. But then you need to kind of rearrange everything here with the arms a little bit to make sure that the cannon kind of has that look to it, and you can see that it's not quite as nice in that mode. This bit all just looks a little bit off, should we say. I mean, it's nice, but there's just something, it's gappy. I think something else that's a little odd for me with this figure is this. The way that the hands or the arms fold forwards. If I bring out a different Galvatron, so this is New Age's take on Galvatron, you can see where the hands usually go to the back, which forms this flatter area here, so it looks less gappy, you know. I mean, if I twist this around and I move that around to there, you know, that looks a little bit better to me. It doesn't look like this. You know, this looks a little bit more stable, but then you've got this, and this doesn't twist around, so you can't even put it that way. So for me, I really wish Hasbro had put this hand to the back the way that most other Galvatrons do. For some reason they took a different task on this, or took a different track, and I just aesthetically I just don't like it as much. Accessories! This thing has got accessories, and a lot of the accessories can actually be used in both modes, which is pretty cool. The first accessory that we're going to get is the Matrix of Leadership on this highly inflexible chain. The Matrix does kind of... Does it? The Matrix will come off. It's just on a very tight tab. So you do get this Matrix with it. It's a blue painted Matrix rather than a clear kind of translucent Matrix. So you can just pop that back on, and then this will kind of sit just here. So when you put this around here, you've got a little tab here in the chest where you can just tab this in, which again is just a bit weird because it looks, I mean, it looks okay sat there, but just kind of hovers in the air. You might need to just place it forward so it actually looks like it's resting on there. I mean, you might just want to untab that altogether and just leave it loose. I thought this would have been a good tab to have. You see this one here just at the top? I thought if it could just tab in maybe behind this, it might give it a slightly better look, but I don't know if you want to just hang it loose like that. I think it looks better on him in the bot mode than it does in the gun mode. We also get those two pieces, like I said, of the Revenge. So you can already see that the Revenge is his ship that Unicron gives him in Transformers the movie, and you can see that, yeah, this is definitely reminiscent of the Revenge. And you have these tabs here that are going to go into these tabs here, so we can just tab one in just there, and then tab the other one in, because you get two with this set, which is very, very nice. And you can just tab the other one in on the other side, and that's kind of him all weaponed up. Let's put him in his more stable mode here. Might be a little bit better. And then we can see, yeah, he's all weaponized up. He has some ports on him as well, so you can add in the kind of weapons that you can get, weaponizers, all kinds of things, so you can modify the cannon a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of it for this mode. I quite like it all weaponized up, and with this, I think it's pretty nice. I actually prefer it with these feet down than trying to make it look like an original style of Galvatron. So now let's bring a couple of figures in for the comparison, and we'll start with that New Age Galvatron. So the New Age Galvatron is Legend scale, obviously, and is one of my ones that I have is a much darker purple than this one. I think I definitely prefer the alt mode on the New Age one. Even if he has got a fair ass, he still looks really great in this mode. I do wish that this one had a translucent cannon. Unfortunately, the translucent cannon comes with a different Galvatron that I have in my collection, but I don't keep him on this one. But I do prefer the alt mode on this one from a more classic look, and even from the way that it holds together and the way that it looks aesthetically. I do prefer this one to the way that this one looks, but this is more of maybe a moderner Galvatron. If I'm looking for a more G1 one, I'd go for this. This is maybe more of a modern take that has its benefits and is nice in its own little way. We can now bring out his henchmen. We'll put him in the middle, and we'll bring out his henchmen to see how they look next to him. So here we have Scourge, and here we have Cyclonus. This one, obviously, the scale is way off here if you're going for any kind of cartoon accuracy. This just feels too big, you know. Compared to these two, he definitely in his alt mode feels way too big here, but looks nice on the shelf together. Okay, so transformation time on this bad boy, and the first thing we're gonna do is remove the cannon just there. Take that off, and then we're going to unpeg the top piece here as well. So we've got this kind of all exposed and all ready to go. Next up, we're going to come around the back, fold away this section, and fold these sections up here, and then we can come around the front and just untab here and untab there. Next up, we're just going to fold this section up and fold this section up here as well. Then coming around the side, you're going to just fold these legs back down, so you can see you've got this, and then you can fold all this section up and this section up as well. This section here we're going to just open so that we can then fold Galvatron's head out, and you're going to just move this all back while moving the head forward, so it's almost like it's one piece that needs to just rotate back at the same time. So you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Then coming around the back, you want to plug this plug back in like that and move this section up, so you've got something that looks a little bit like this on the back. On the side, you've got this tab here and this tab here, so you can just move that up now to where it needs to be, tab it back in. Same with this side, move it where it needs to be, tab it back in. So then you've got both of everything set up, and then we'll just fold the arms back out at this point as well. And once you put everything in, just twist the arm around and bring the hand out like that, because on this one they just kind of hang there at the back. Push them up, and then there's the little hole here at the top. There's a little plug, and you can just plug them in like that. So they've got a little bit of clearance there for you. Come around the other side, do exactly the same thing. Bring this down, fold the little hand out, and then you'll probably want to move everything down so you can see there. With the rollers, just move them at the back and then plug in at the top, and then you've got your arms transformed. put the shoulders to however you want the shoulders to be. You can kind of angle them a little bit or put them straight up, which is quite nice. This section here, these just kind of fold around the side here, so you've got them there, and then the legs, sorry, just separate the legs, twist the legs, twist the legs. And finally on the legs, this section here just comes across, tabs in. This section here just comes across and tabs in like that. You've got a little tab there on the back, and there we go. We have our fully transformed Galvatron. And then finally, the last touch to make him Galvatron is we bring out this section, which obviously is the top of the gun, attach this section, massive cannon, and then that massive cannon fits into one of two ports. Really, you can have it either here on his arm, or you can just attach it right here on his arm. I think for now we will leave him there, and there he is, the crazy, insane leader, Galvatron. So yeah, as I said, I have been waiting for a while for this figure, and I think now I have it out of the box in this bot mode. I like it. I think it's okay. I think that it looks like a good representation of Galvatron. It is the representation that I was expecting. I think that the way that they have done it does look very, very good. I know that there is a shoulder fix you can get. People are a little concerned with the way that the shoulders look on this, and you can, if you flip reverse the shoulders here, you can kind of see here. You can see here that if I flip reverse the shoulders, you can get a little bit more shoulder buff on him, I guess, and I think that that does look a little bit better. There is some tools that you can get to kind of flip it round so that you've not got these, and I do think that this looks better. I will completely agree with everybody. I haven't got the tools to make that happen, so mine won't be getting done anytime in the near future, but there are plenty of videos on how to fix the shoulders here, and I do think, yes, that actually, it's so weird, like what a difference just that makes. And you can see that really clearly here, that this is definitely the way. So now let's take a look at this dude, and look at this head sculpt. Fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous looking head sculpt. I really like the way that they've done the eyes, the silver paint, the kind of scowl that he's giving there as well. Really nice. Silver and black for his shoulder pads. They haven't got the kind of the red accents on the top, which some of them do have when you get Galvatron, so that's a bit of a shame, I guess. The front has that battle damage. I have to say this is the first figure where I'm not feeling the battle damage on this one. I wish this had been a completely clean figure, but nice looking chest. Everything holds together very well. Certainly the bot mode, apart from the shoulders, hold together a lot better than the alt mode. You've got a very nice Decepticon logo there on the front, and this is all painted here within as well. Not many gaps on this figure, I have to say. Very, very well done. You know, usually there's some big gaps on the legs or something. None at all. You know, no one's really going to have to create any filler pieces for this one. The legs look absolutely fantastic. I really like Galvatron's legs. Definitely one of the best features of Galvatron is his legs in every single one. Such a distinctive feature, and they've really knocked it out of the park on this one. 100%. Absolutely love it. Very, very nice. I love the way that this figure looks in this mode. Shame that, you know, you have to do a little bit on the shoulders there to make him get this kind of look. But overall, yeah, he's a good looking Galvatron. Let's move over now to the articulation. And on his head, you're going to get a full 360. You'll get some up and you'll get a little bit of down. That's about it. You won't get much articulation here, certainly from an up and down point of view. but it's not too bad. These will also articulate if you want to have them flat, or if you want to have them a little bit angled like that. You can do whatever you want with these shoulder pads. That's quite cool. The arms obviously already flip rotate and will go all the way up and all the way down, and then you'll also get some swivel, but this kind of thing gets in the way. And also if you plug this in to there like it should be, obviously that's going to impact how much rotation you can get there on this, and then you'll get a weird arm bend. You'll get a weird arm bend there due to the transformation, and you also get some articulation here on the hand as well, so that's nice. You'll get not a full swivel at the waist. The backpack here at the back does get in the way, so that's a little bit of a shame, but you know, at least we get some. There are some Galvatrons out there with no waist swivel, so it's good that we actually do get some, I guess. From a leg point of view, you'll get all the way to the front and you'll get all the way to the back with a 90-degree knee bend. You're not going to go any further than that due to all the stuff that's going on down here. You also get a little bit of ankle tilt. That's a very small amount of ankle tilt and no kind of forward and back motion here, so he's a little bit limited. You'll get some thigh swivel as well, so he is a little bit limited in his articulation, but you'll still get some pretty nice, pretty impressive poses out of this dude. Yeah, you know, he'll still pose for you. He'll still do the looking down the barrel pose, of course, that you want him to be able to pull off. But can he ninja kick? I think he can. Yeah, I mean, he's using his gun as a little bit of a cheating there, but he's got some wide feet, so yeah, you can get a pretty good ninja kick. He's pretty good balanced as well, so not bad. Accessories. Now let's take a look at his accessories. So the first one we've already seen is the Matrix, and it just kind of goes over the head here. You can plug it in, but again, it's going to look very weird because it's going to hang there. So you just going to hang it there, and it looks a lot better in this mode than it did on the other one. The other elements that we get here are the Revenge guns, which actually have two tabs on it, so we can either give him some double weapon action where he can look like he's got two guns, two gun techs here with his two Revenge guns. Looks okay, looks yeah, they look alright. Or you can give him kind of one super weapon. Just let me grab him here, and all you do for this is you get one, you get t'other, and then you just snap them together like that, so they make this one giant super cannon weapon affair type thing. And there we go. If he needs a double super attacking weapon, okay, nice. I won't be displaying him with these at all. Galvatron's only got one gun, right? That one. Okay, so time for the comparison, and we'll start by actually comparing him to my New Age Galvatron. So we'll start with Planet Galvatron, and we can see that, yeah, he's obviously a lot bigger than Planet Galvatron. Planet Galvatron, one of my favourite figures in my entire collection, I have to say. He's very much taller. This one's only knee high, and I think this is on more display when I bring out the kind of toy accurate take on this figure, that I actually really do prefer aesthetically the way that the New Age ones look. If I just move the arms down on this one, you can see the proportions and just the way that this one looks versus him. He's a lot of a chunkier boy, but this one is, yeah, this one is Galvatron. You know, this is absolutely accurate to a T of how I want my Galvatron to look. This is a different take. He's a thick boy, don't get me wrong, boy, he's thick. But this one, yeah, It's small, it's mighty. This still looks a lot better than this one for my money. How does he look next to his henchman? So we can bring out Scourge. And we can bring out Cyclonus. And I do think that they look great together. Obviously, they're all kind of G1 inspired figures. And I think the sizes work quite well here. Galvatron obviously being the biggest, Cyclonus being a close second, or maybe even a little bit taller with his little ears on here, and then Scourge being the smallest of the three. I think they do look great together. Scourge's big backpack always letting him down, but yeah, I do think they look great together. So, final thoughts on Galvatron from Kingdom, and would I recommend him? I think yes and no. I think yes, if you think that this Galvatron looks good, you want him in your collection, and you want to mess around with these shoulder pieces. And there are tutorial videos on how to do it. If I end up actually doing it myself and I can get those tools, I'll probably produce a video on it myself to show you. But I'll try and link a decent one down in the description so that you can actually see how to do that. Because I do think that if there wasn't a fix for this, then I do believe that those arms are just off-putting. And they look a bit gangly and a little bit wrong. So if you're willing to go to that, then yes. If not, then I would definitely be put off by the way that he looks in that form. And actually, the alt mode here is not strong enough just to pick up this figure for the alt mode. If you want a Galvatron at this size, he's probably the best one at the moment. But then again, there is a DX9 version that's very nice as well. If you've got the money for it, Fans Toys do a fantastic one. And if you do want a little mini one, I honestly believe that this is one of the best representations of Galvatron that you're going to get. So that's my take on the Kingdom Galvatron. Let me know yours. Do you agree with me? Do you think he is okay, but has a lot of flaws? Or do you think this is the best Galvatron Hasbro has ever created? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!